Khaleb McCrae will bring the field off the turn. Khaleb McCrae, oh yeah.
This is Khaleb McCrae from Adidas, and what he is doing is truly incredible. In the men's 400 meters at the Tyson Invitational in Arkansas, McCrae just dropped a new world record in this event at 44.52 seconds, a time that takes down any previous performance in history. With an opening 200 split of 21.24 and a second half split of 23.29, McCrae just obliterated this world-class field by well over a second, securing his place in history as the fastest indoor 400 runner of all time. Right? I mean, it's right there next to his name, a meeting record and also a world record, meaning there's simply no feasible way that someone else has achieved a faster time. But hold on a sec. The facility record is 44.49 from Christopher Morales-Williams back in 2024. So, was this a world record or not? Well, it depends on how you look at it. If we go back to 2024, Williams from the University of Georgia ran the technical fastest time in history with his incredible 44.49. But there was a very important issue that took place. Unfortunately, this competition did not meet the required certification for these starting blocks behind Williams, and therefore, this record was not able to be ratified by World Athletics. So despite running faster than Khaleb McCrae, Williams' time will never officially stand as the world record. This is unfortunate. There is something very weird about seeing an objective faster time not stand as the official record in an event, but sadly, this is something that can happen. Either way, what Khaleb McCrae was able to achieve in this indoor 4 was quite amazing, and it's just one step closer to running an outright, objective indoor record for 2026. And based on his recent time, I would not be surprised at all to see him possibly reach a 44.3 this season, or even slightly faster. And you know what? There's actually a few other world records that have a very real chance at falling this season. And it's all because of a few key moments we've already witnessed. Now, a world record is not something that comes easy. Athletes work for years and years to achieve these incredible marks in their events. So to reach the highest possible zenith in your craft certainly takes endless sacrifice and elite talent. And in one event this year, we're seeing one of the greatest ever get dangerously close to the world record. Here's a very weird race that most missed. In the exact same competition where McCrae ran his 44.52, we saw the Olympic champion Julian Alfred run the fastest time in the world this year in the women's 60, clocking a time of 6.99.
Is out, listed in 5, Sears in lane 3, Julian Alfred.
This is classic Alfred powering away to yet another sub-7-second performance. But if you'll take a closer look at this race, you'll notice that she got out of the blocks much slower than most. This kind of reaction to the gun can make or break an athlete's performance. Just ask Kenny Bednarek from the 2025 World Champs. But the crazy thing about this 60 is that despite having a much slower reaction than normal, Alfred still ran one of the quickest clockings ever. But many have already put together the pieces and asked the question, what if she got a normal start? Or beyond that, what if her start was even above average? Well, to put it simply, she's clearly in world record shape. You see, in the women's indoor 60, Arina Privalova has held this record since February 11th of 1993, when she achieved a time of 6.92. Now, this time has stood unrelenting against any other sprinter to ever attempt it. But for Alfred's recent clocking at 6.99, we can see something quite interesting. You see, if we go back to 2024, in the World Indoor Champs where she won in 6.98, we can see that she had a reaction time of 0.157. which is significantly faster than her recent performance in Arkansas. And if she had this reaction time for her 2026 performance, she would have run a time of 6.93, just 1/100th of a second away from the world record. And if she would have had the same reaction time to the gun that she had at the 2024 Olympics, which was a reaction of 0.136, she would have broken the record with a performance of 6.91. Now, because of these reaction times and because of this incredible 6.99, 1999. With the slow reaction, it seems very possible that the women's 60 world record will finally fall this year. And if Julian Alfred continues to improve, which she has proven she can do in the indoor season building up to the world champs, she seems perfectly poised to get that record. Up next is yet another record that seems destined to fall this year, and that's the women's 800. Just a few days ago, on February 14th, Keely Hodgkinson achieved the third fastest time ever with a season opener at 1:56.33, which she ran at the UK Athletics Indoor Champs. This was a brutal display of speed and power. I mean, just look at her lead over the opening 200 meters. She was already about 20 meters in front of everyone, and by the finish, which she achieved in 1:56, she almost won this race by 10 entire seconds. A nearly unheard of kind of gap in a national championship. This new time ranks third all-time, and she is now only half a second behind the current world record. And I think Keely has this record in the bag, but she does need to get the pacing right. You see, for this 1:56, she went through the opening 400 in 56.28, and she ran her final 400 in 60.05. Now, most 400s are achieved with positive splits, with a few exceptions here and there, but for Keely, this opening 400 and the final 400 had a disparity that was just a little bit too large. If she can get a solid, steady tempo going and have even the slightest resemblance of competition, she seems fully ready to take down this record, and I would not be surprised if she could even get to 1:54. She really does look to be in that kind of shape right now. Next, and we are officially moving to the outdoor season, and this is where I think it is finally time for the historic mile world record to fall. Now, the mile record stands at 3:43.13, set by the great Hicham El Guerrouj all the way back in 1999. But in 2026, it really seems possible that none other than Cole Hocker is finally set to break it. Now, in part, I do think that not having an Olympic or a World Championship final this year will help Cole Hocker in his quest for this world record glory. And because of this open season, he won't have to worry about placing his season's peak for the final competition. And because of this more freestyle 2026 and his recent 3:45.94 indoors, I think he is clearly on pace to run something insane for his outdoor season. Now, the competition that currently makes the most sense for Cole to take a crack at that 3:43 simply has to be the Prefontaine Classic, which he has already declared he will race, and I really do think this is a great opportunity, because that will be on July 4th, and El Guerrouj ran his mile on July 7th of 1999. Now, during the outdoor season on fast tracks, it makes sense that you can run faster than you can indoors, but there are a few other pieces to that puzzle that will have to come together. The weather will need to be favorable, the winds will need to be minimal, the pacing will need to be good, and of course, Cole will need to feel good on the day. Now, Cole probably has the best chance out of anyone in the world right now, but if the pace is right, I think Hobbs Kessler also could have a crack at it if he gets back into good fitness this year. And also, don't sleep on Yard Naguse or Cam Myers, who have both run very quick times recently. Lastly, I wanted to talk about an event where the world record has a real chance at falling in 2026. And that event is the men's 100 meters. I'm just kidding. That record is not going down for at least another generation. But for real, one of the big records that I think could fall this year is actually the men's 800 meters, which has now stood for 14 years. If we go back to the 2012 Olympics, David Rudisha from Kenya ran one of the greatest solo runs in history. In fact, this has to be one of my top 5 favorite races of all time, as he won the Olympic Games from gun to tape, and he became the only athlete to ever go under 141 in the 800. But given his recent progression, I think his fellow countryman, Emmanuel Wanyanyi, has a real shot at running under 141 as well. Given that Wanyanyi is still only 21 and that he's already run very close to that world record, I think he is primed to really hit the track and achieve something special this year. And it's also worth mentioning that Wanyanyi has a very rare combination of strength and speed, so much so that he's even run a 3:52 mile on the roads. But for his 800 abilities, he is right in the middle of his prime years. And given that the competition has been insane for the past few seasons, I think that he will look at this season as a season to cement his name as the man to beat. These aren't all of the world records that I think will fall this year, but if I went through all of them, this would be a 3-hour video. So for now, these are some of the ones that I really think could fall, and these are some that I am very excited to watch this year. Make sure to leave a comment down below on the world records that you think will fall this year, and also, feel free to leave a comment on whether or not you think these world records are set to fall in 2026. Thanks for watching, everyone. Until next time.